So, good morning, everyone. We are going to start with our unit 4, that is chapter number 9, business model. So, the topic which we are going to cover here is what do you mean by business model, a short history of business model, what is space and time with respect to business model, what is craft to mass production, long tail of internet, how internet is helping in the business model, taking few examples from the history of business model. Next, we are going to see what do you mean by business model canvas, whom for is the business model for, what do you mean by models in business, how do you make things, how do you sell things, what is subscriptions, customization, how to become a key resource, how to provide infrastructures like your sensor networks, how to take a percentage of share in your business model, funding of an IIT startup, hobby projects, open source, venture capital, government funding, crowdfunding, and lean startup. So basically, if I conclude in this chapter, we are going to study that how the business model works, how does that takes place, and few examples of the business model will be seen here. Okay, so let's begin. So before we start, first we should know that what do you mean by business model. So business model, it's a two-letter word. So business is nothing but an activity which is done with an intention to make profit. And model is nothing but you can say an abstraction wherein it will tell you that you have to have this set of inputs, then only you will get this corresponding output. So that together makes a business model. So whenever I talk about business model at very first place, for us, for whom we are going to have a business model is our customers. Because if we don't have customers, then for whom we are going to make the business, they are actually the end resources for us who will help us to grow our business, which will help us to make the profit. So customers plays a very important role. So whenever we are starting with any business, it can be any business, it can be a small scale business or it can be large scale business. The very first thing which we do is we try to analyze the market state, or you can say market trends. We analyze the set of the people who will be targeted for a business, and accordingly we start with our working of the business. So for every business, if you talk about, an important element is nothing but the customers, because if there are no customers, then there is no business, because the business requires customers, and without the customers, the any model or any working of a business will have no existence. So when I talk about business model in a very simple words, I can say that it is nothing but identifying your customers, identifying the needs of the customers, trying to meet those needs which you have identified with respect to your business model or whatever idea you have in your mind. Try to set the goals, you can say, wherein you can meet the objectives of your business model. Along with that has to be matched with the customer requirements. And last, identify that if I'm doing this business or if I'm using this business model, how much profit will I gain at the end of the day. So this can, you can say, this becomes a complete package wherein you are going to design a business model that will first attract your customers, identify the set of people who will interested in your business. Second, you are trying to identify their requirements, because for a business model you need a set of inputs, and that set of inputs is nothing but the needs of your customers. Third, you need to have strategies to attract your customers, because if you want your business to work, there should be some set of strategies which need to be followed. Next, you need to have a profit analysis at the end of the day, that if I'm doing this business, at the end of the day, this is the amount of money which I'm going to take back home. So a business model in short is nothing but, you can say, a hypothesis designing about what customers want, how they want, what an organization, or you can say you as a business person, can do best to meet those needs, and after that what profit you are going to earn at the end of the process. So that is your business model. Next, short history of business model. So whenever we talk about business model, to be very honest, every business has taken its working from the traditional methods of business. Okay. So whenever we talk about traditional methods of business, it keeps on changing, because the most traditional method which used to be used in the olden days was to be the barter system. Okay. So when I talk about barter system, it was a traditional method where people used to exchange the goods and services in return, and they used to make the business. So that used to be one of the oldest traditional methods. Okay. So whenever we talk about business model, they will always have an common element, the word business, which says that there will be exchange of goods and services with an intention to make the profit. Okay. So that is your basic, you can say, an element, or you can say the working of your business model. So when we talk about business model, it is categorized into three broad types. Like with respect to space and time, the business model has changed. With respect to technologies, the business model has changed. With existence, or you can say with an introduction of internet, the working of the business model has completely changed. So when I talk about space and time, it refers to that initially if we talk about business model, there used to be lesser space. People used to travel long ways to do their business. They used to travel by ship. They used to visit different countries. They used to sell their products and they used to come back. So initially, when we talk about the traditional method of businesses, people has to travel a lot to just sell their products. They used to move to different places and get it done. Next is the time element. So now with respect to time, the business models have also changed. Initially, when we talk about business model, there used to be just basic business model where people used to do hunting, people used to do pottery, and that was the basic method of doing the business model. The things which were very easily available, people used to take from each other and they used to sell. Now with space and time, the quality of business have also changed. Also the product which is being sold has also been changed, because those were the traditional days. People have just understood that what do you mean by business. Okay, so initially when they have just understand the business and they have understand the working of business, they used to start with a very small scale businesses, and later on with time they used to identify and they used to come up with large scale businesses. So first characteristic is space and time. That refers to that with amount of the space, that is nothing but the working area for your business. And with respect to time, that is with the time how the gradually has changed. Many things have come into the you can say inception. They have started many things. So with time and space, the business model have gradually changed. Now if I talk about business model, now we don't need much space. Now everything is going online. Okay, so the big complexity where the people used to travel different places to sell the products, now it has been completely stopped. Now you are using an online mode of making the business. Now the online business is something which is exploring. Okay, this is something which is always high, because nobody of the people want to physically visit any place and do the, or you can say buy anything. Now everything is readily available online, and with the existence of internet, the business model perspective have completely changed in years, you can say. Okay, next we have from craft to mass production. So when I talk about craft to mass production, that refers to that with respect to time, how we have moved from craft to mass. Craft means what? Initially, when we talk about business, we used to just sell a limited amount of products. Okay, there used not to be mass production. Mass production means what? When you're producing in bulk. Okay, but with respect to time, with respect to your, you can say, space, and with the emergence of internet, we have moved from mass production. Initially there used to be craft here refers to that they used to have a limited amount of goods and services, or they used to have limited amount of things to be sold as a business model. Okay, but now since we have so much of services and goods available, we have internet with us, so now we are going for the mass production, wherein at a single point of time we can mass produce our data and we can even sell them. Like if I talk about a company, that is the Ford company, Ford Motor Company, like every one of you must be knowing. Okay, initially when they had started with the business model, they used to go for the craft production. Craft means what? They used to have just one or two models. Okay, they used not to come up with much model, and mostly the models which they used to come used to not have a difference between the previous one. But now slowly gradually they have started with mass production, where they have started producing mass. They have started producing different types of cars, and they have actually attracted the customers, and they have created the business model. So the craft production here refers to that now they have started designing customized cars, you can say, and with that customization they are attracting the people. So initially they had just one or two options, but they used to just make minor changes and they used to come up. But when they moved to mass production, they had completely moved to the customization, and with that customization they have also started assembling within their company itself. They have started fitting up also within there. Okay, so now with this mass production, they have make sure that their car, you can say, cost also has been reduced, and anyone who is an average person who wish to afford a car, for them also it has been possible. Because when you're moving, when you're in the craft production stage, you have to buy the things from someone and then you have to sell it. Okay, so when you have to buy from someone, you have to keep some amount of profit also. So when you have to keep some amount of profit, it is not possible for you to sell that same product to other person in a lesser price, because you have to have your share also into it. Okay, but when you go for mass production, that you yourself start making the parts, you can say, or you yourself start doing customization or assembling at your end, in that case the production bar becomes more, and in that case you can even start customizing, and you can also have products of the lesser cost. So that is the difference between from craft to mass production. So in traditional method, you used to see where there used to be a barter system. People used to buy the products or services from the other people, and then they used to sell it. So when you are buying from someone and then you are selling it, in that case the profit margin is always going to be less. But if you start your own production, where you will start your own designing, in that case the profit margin can go high. Okay, because already you are have your plan into your mind, and accordingly you are mass producing, and you are having a good amount of profit into that process. So that is your mass production. So from craft to mass production. Even you can take a second example, like if you talk about your big food giants, that is your McDonald's and Burger King. Okay, mostly initially when you see this type of business models, they were something which were very at a lower scale. They used to have their just one or two outlets, but now you can see that every area has that outlet. So initially they have just started with few products, that they had just one or two food, you can say, variety, but now you can see they have become a big giants. They have become the big competitors in the market, and they have a good franchising in the market as well. So this is your craft to mass production. When you move to mass production, you start doing customization, and with that customization, I'm telling you that you attract your customers, because the customization is a very important element in your business. Because if you're not providing customization, people will not be attracted to you, because there will be many other business models, or you can say there are many other vendors already in the market who are giving the product that the way it is without any customization. So if you take one step ahead, if you give them customization, definitely they are going to get attracted. Even if you talk about your supermarkets, initially when we had a supermarkets, they were just had to had limited products. Okay, there used to be just small supermarkets and we used to get repeated products. But now they have started with a bigger supermarket. There are many supermarkets who have self-service shopping, and with that of it, you have range of products under one roof. Okay, so these are the some type of business models which has actually change the way the people they are going to sell their products. They have actually adopted the new ways to attract the customers, and at the end of the day, every business have only one intention, that how to make the profit. So for making the profit, they will always keep trying different options. If something doesn't work for them, they'll make sure that they have some other plan, and accordingly they are going to continue attracting the business models and attract the business customers. So when we talk about learning from history, we can conclude that some models are very ancient, that makes things and that sell it, because most of the traditional models, if you talk about villagers or the people who are craftsmen type of people, okay, so they used to make the things and then they used to sell it by going or visiting or traveling different places. Second, we have seen that with the new technology, we have come up with new business model. So every model which come up with will have a different way to attract the customers. They will have different policies. At the end of the day, their only intention is like how to have more profit and how to identify the customer needs, their needs, and fulfill them. Next, most of the time when we talk about business model, there will be patterns which will be of traditional type, because if we talk about traditional methods only have make us understand that we have to exchange the good and services and we have to make the business. So in most of the models you will see that there is a traditional working, wherein you will have your traditional patterns and the traditional models as an input for doing the task. When we talk about the long tail of internet, which is the last one, this has actually changed the entire scenario of your business model. They have actually changed the way how the business model will work, how you're going to attract the customer. Now if you see any of your online shopping, okay, now they are directly capturing the people's preferences. Like for example, I'll just take an example of if I'm browsing on a Amazon website, okay, and if I'm liking products which is of the color red, so next time if something comes with respect to that item, they'll always give me a notification which tells you that whatever you are looking for has more varieties into it, or we have more colors, this is something which has coming new. So now most of your online shopping, if you say with the help of internet, they are doing data mining. Okay, so data mining, basically they are doing what, they are studying the customer behaviors, they are identifying their preferences, and according to that preferences, if something comes up, that gives you a notification so that you are also updated that what is there into their system, and you also, if like something, then you are going to definitely buy it. So this is the working of a business model. Now with the emergence of internet, you can say artificial intelligence, or you can say with respect to data mining, you are capturing the customer behaviors just by checking what are they surfing frequently, what they are looking for, and accordingly once you get into it stock, or you say if you get something related to it into your businesses, you start sending them notification. So this is with the internet, you are trying to study the customer preferences with just online. You don't need to physically visit the place, you don't need to physically see the customer. At the end of the day, you are also interested in making money, and at the end of the day, the customer is also with an intention to buy the product. So with this internet, we have identified the different areas which will help you to capture the customer behaviors, customer patterns, and accordingly you can make your products, or you can identify products and keep them for the customers, and once it is there, you can start notifying them. Okay, so the new working business model has completely changed the way the people are going to interact with you, the people are going to give their preferences. So we are identifying, you can say, the customer preferences and patterns, and accordingly we are giving them result back. So this is your short history of business model, wherein it was first, that is space and time, second was craft to mass production, and the third was long tail of internet. Next, we are going to business model canvas, which is an important from exam point of view. So when we talk about business model canvas, it actually tells you that whenever we are doing a business, what are important elements which will help you to grow your businesses. Okay. So when I talk about important elements, you can see over your screen, there is a grid diagram, which is divided into different categories. Okay. So when I talk about the very first category, that is your key partners. So the key partners is nothing but, in case if you want to have your, you can say, in partnership, if you want to do your business in partnership, you don't have enough funding, so you can't bear the expense of entire business. So in case if you want your business to be done in partnership, then you will have a key partner. For now, this section is always blank. The reason is why, depending on the different business, that particular section will keep on changing. Somebody goes for partnership, somebody doesn't goes for partnership, they always go with the savings whatever they have, and according to that they start with the business. Because when we talk about business, that is always going to be in a small scale. We cannot have the business in a large scale. Okay, even you can have the companies which will help you to act as a key partners. They can do some sort of funding, you can say, or investment into your business, and once your business starts making profit, you can pay back. So that is your key partners. Next we come is your key activities. So when I talk about key activities, that is something which is important activities which need to be done. Okay, so that to make your business known by the other people, you need to do some sort of marketing, you need to do some sort of production, we need to do some distribution. At times when you're starting with business, most of the business give you free samples. The reason why they are going to free samples, so that people will attract it and they will come to them. Next is R&D, that is nothing but research and development. Try to find out some more examples. Like if you talk about business, some business if you're doing, it is not like that you have altogether come up with a very new idea. There is definitely going to be there some business which are already there. So try to do some research and development, and then you will get an idea that whatever you are thinking as a business will work or not. So in this, key activities is nothing but the activities which will help you to attract the customers, which will help you to people identify you as a business. Next we have value proposition. So when I talk about value proposition, it refers to that how you're going to add values to your products, how you're going to use internet as a service, you're going to build as a platform of for your product, that is called as value proposition. So here you can have your products, your services, or a platform where you're going to demonstrate your products. Next, customer relationship. This is very, very much important in your business. If you don't have a long lasting customers, or if you don't have a good communication between your customers, then your business is not going to work. So customer relationship is very much important. That is nothing but building good relationship with your customers. That can be over a social media, or that can be through social, you can say, platforms or physical platforms. Anything will work for you, what type of business you are looking for. But customer relationships are very much important, because customers are only the one who are going to make the business grow. So the relationship with the customer is very much important. Next, we have customer segments. So when I talk about customer segments, here refers to the people who will help you to deliver the product. The people are something will belong to different segments. That can be the people, those who are office oriented people, the people, those who are home oriented people. So the segments here refers to the different set of people who are belonging to this different segments, and you have your set of product delivery into that segments. Like most of them, we go for a cash on delivery. Okay, so this is a segment. So the services which you are providing to the customers, that comes as your customer segments. So the word here segments refers to the different categories of customers which you have. Okay. Next, we have key resources. Okay, so key resources is something also very much important. So when I talk about key resources, it consists of the raw materials that you require to create at the time of product creation. At times, you can also refer at key resources the people who will help you to design the product, or it will help you to do something, that is called as key resources. So you always need some sort of finance with respect to key resources. So whenever you are starting any business, you need to have some product to sell. So there will be some set of people from whom you are going to always refer and get the products done. If you're doing your customization, then in that case, the key resources will not come. But if you are buying from someone and then you are later on selling it back, then the key resources plays an important role. So whenever you are doing it, you have to take care of brand, you have to take care of research and development, you have to take care of the distribution network. So if you're buying from someone, you have to take care of these things so that you can sell it back again to the other. Next, we have channels. Okay, so channels is nothing but, you can say in a very simple way, how you are going to reach to your customer segments. So the most common technique we usually use for channelizing is advertising, distributing your products, you are delivering or you are giving your home service, you are providing after sales service. So that is something which you are giving an extra service to the customer. So basically, channel is nothing but how you are going to reach to your intended customer segments. Next, we have cost structure. So when I talk about cost structure, that is deals with the price over the resources which you're going to put. Okay, like for example, if I'm selling a product, so what will the price which I'll put it? So that is your cost structure. Because at the end of the day, you have to identify that this were my input cost, okay, or which was the cost which I had purchased, and when I'm selling it, what is the profit margin I'm getting per product. So the cost structure is something that deals you to put a price on the resources, and at the end of the day, you are identifying or you're making an analysis that whether whatever you have sold giving you a proper profit or not. So if it is not giving you a profit, in that case you need to change your distribution network so that you can get the products at the lesser cost and you can sell them and you can gain the profit. So the cost structure here refers to selling your products at a proper cost so that it will definitely give you some profit. Try to have some automation if possible, and try to have some efficiency as well. So here you're going to identify that how you can have your higher margins by even selling the products in smaller quantities. So again, the process here is same. You have to do some sort of production, you need to do some marketing, you need to do some research and development, and then you're going to do some distributions. Okay, next we have the last, that is your revenue streams. So revenue streams here refers to that in case if you have a question in your mind that how I'm going to make the money. Okay. So if you have this side of question, then that refers to your revenue stream. So you should be very much clear that how you're going to make the money, how you're going to have a profit per product. So this always has to be into your mind at the very initial stage when you are thinking of a business model. Because in the business model, the very first thing you're going to identify that if I'm selling this product, what will be at the end I'm going to get as a profit. So if you have a question in your mind that how I'm going to make the money, then in that case you have to always refer your revenue stream section, which will tell you that if you are making per purchase or if you're selling any product, what will be the profit which you are going to get. Okay, so this is was your business model. So in whenever any business if you want to start, then you have to always refer this business model, wherein at the very first place you will have your key partners. There are nothing but the people who are going to do funding into your businesses, you can say. They can be companies also who want to have your investments. Next, we have key activities. So this is an activity which is important and you need to do it. So the reason for doing this key activity is to make your products known by the people. That can be done with the help of production, marketing, R&D, and distribution. Next, we have value proposition. Value proposition refers to that how you're going to make your product sell over the internet platform, what services you are going to provide over the platform, that is value proposition. So always you have to make sure that you have to add values to your customer by giving them something going out of the way. Next, key resources. Key resources here refers to the important activities you need to do. Okay, so basically it refers to the raw materials which will help you to create the product. At times in key resources, you will also have the set of the people which will help you to make the products in case if you are going for the customization. Next, we have customer relationship that plays a very important role, that you are going to have a good set of customers who will help your business to grow. The customers can be attracted over the physical platforms or over the social platforms. Next is channels. Channels nothing but the mediums, you can say, through which you are going to reach your customers. So you can do advertising, you can distribute the free samples of your product, you can provide home delivery, you can provide after sale services. That comes as your channels. Customer segment refers to identifying the customers from the different segments. That can be the people from the housewife, the people can be the office working people. So you have to identify your customer segments, because at the business you're going to attract only those customers who belongs to your segments. Next, we have a cost structure. So when I talk about cost structure, it refers to that what prices you're going to put over the resources or the activities which you have defined. So you have to check that your product cost should not be much expensive, because if it is much expensive, then definitely people is not going to buy. Because if you talk about customer, whenever they are buying any product, at the first place only, they are not going to buy a product. They are going to look for the options. They are going to survey the market, and they are going to check that whether they are getting this same product at a lesser cost or not. So if they get the same product at lesser cost, definitely they are not going to buy from you. So always customers are those type of people who will have a market survey, and according to market survey, they are going to go to only those distributors who are giving them at lesser cost. So whenever you are defining your cost structure, you have to make sure that you have to sell your products cheap. So in that case, you should make sure that you are getting a proper profit also, like you are making a profit of higher margins, but by selling it in the smaller quantities. So again, in this year, you will have the same sort of activities, that is your production, marketing, research and development, and distribution. Last is your revenue streams. So when I talk about revenue streams, it refers to that you have the question into your mind that whether will I be able to make money or not. Or you can say you have a question that how you're going to make the money. So initially, if you have your proper business model set in the very first step, that is your key activities. If you know that I have to do this key activities and I'm going to identify this set of customer, and if you have already started attracting the customer, and if your products have started selling, so this question of how you're going to make money actually doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we'll move to the next. Next, we have for whom is the business model. Okay, is the business model for everyone, or this is has a specific category for business model? So to be very simple, we can say that anybody who has an interest to do the business, for them is the business model. Okay, so we can have the people from all the segments. The main important element here is that whoever is want to make business or want to have an access to the business model, they should have some idea in their mind. Okay, they should know the proper current business model which is working in the market, because if you are very new to this business model process, it is a possibility that at initial stage your model may fail. So you should have a good knowledge of business model. You must have already, you can say, research the market, you have analyzed the market trends, you should know a proper, you can say, knowledge of the business model before you actually start with your own business. So this can be referred to as the set of people who want to have a business, but they have to always make sure that they have some sort of idea of business modeling. So as the initial, if you don't have a proper knowledge of business model, it is always suggested that you should go for partnership. Okay, the reason why you should go for the partnership, because you will have the business partner who has been into this field since years, and he will definitely help you in the scenarios where you feel your model will fail. So when you don't have a proper knowledge of business model, you are not much educated in this area, you are very new to this, then you should not directly start with the business model or start with the business process, because you are new to this and at some point of time you are definitely going to fail. Okay, because when I talk about business, it is not always going to be give you positive results. At times there will be negative results. So when in case if you have a negative result, how you can turn them into positive in the next state, that can be known by only the business people. So when you are initially at this process of business modeling, you have never done the business before. So for you, it is always suggested that you should do the business model with the set of business partner, or you can say the companies who are actually into this field since years. So now, since we have a emergence of internet, we have an emergence of, you can say, your online, with online business modeling has become very easy. Now every other person who knows the basic idea of online business, they can come up with the business model. Okay, however, when you talk about online business, it can be your small scale business where you are just attracting the few people by you are giving some advertisement or you are creating some posters. Okay, and using that poster you are attracting your customers. So that is something which is possible. Okay, so the online business is something which is very easy, and the people nowadays everyone is using an online mode of business only, because to be very honest, this is a type of business which requires no investment. Okay, you only need to have your page and you need to have a proper details along with the products, which will be definitely of a lesser cost than the others who are already there into that businesses. So online business have become very easy, and with this online business it becomes very easy to collaborate with other business model, to collaborate with other vendors and get the request, or you can say need of the customers fulfilled. Now you can see like everywhere it is online business. Even I will take just a simple example. When you talk about your social platform like Facebook, now there are so many business pages. Now if I want to purchase, like I say, if I want to purchase a AirPods, just I'll post a query, I will get n numbers of the business uh, vendors who are selling those AirPods, and I will definitely get one or the other which will be the lesser in cost. So now with the emergence of internet, the business models or the working of the business has drastically changed, and now it is very easy for every other person to make the business. Only the requirement is that whatever you are selling, that has to be lesser from that is already there into the market, because if it is lesser, then definitely people are going to buy that and they are going to attract with your product. So that is something very much important. So at the end, we can conclude that the business model is for every person who intend to have a business. But if you are new to this business modeling process, you are starting your business for the first time, don't start with the business directly. Try to have an interaction with the business people, or you can say the people who are there into this business since years, because these are those set of people that will help you to know that which are the weak areas of the business and how you can strengthen them at the initial stage of your business modeling process. So it is always suggested that whenever you are doing a business, you should have a proper knowledge, you should have an communication with the expertise people who are this into this business since years and years. Because when we talk about business model, at the end of the day, it is nothing but attracting your customers, knowing then what they need and selling the requirement at a lesser price. So this is something which is very much important activity. Okay, so that's it for the day. Thank you everyone.